So this story, it kicks off in a place we all know, right? TikTok. We're talking viral dances, millions of followers, the whole dream. But this isn't just about getting famous. Oh no. This is about how that dream allegedly twisted into an absolute nightmare. A story of control, isolation, and what survivors are now calling a full-blown cult. So I want you to just think about this for a second as we get into it. What if that super fun, energetic dance video that just popped up on your feed, what if that had a much, much darker purpose? Because that is the huge question at the very heart of the 7M film story.
All right, let's set the scene. Just a few years back, if you were a dancer trying to make it in LA, 7M Films looked like the dream ticket. I mean, they were offering this amazing community, all built around faith, dance, and, you guessed it, the promise of becoming a huge viral star.
And the package they were selling? It was perfect. I mean, 7M had the whole thing figured out. You get a professional studio in LA, choreography that was basically guaranteed to go viral, and a direct line to massive online fame. They were handpicking the best talent out there. And for so many dancers, this was it. This was the golden ticket.
And you know what? It absolutely worked. We're not talking about some small-time group here. No way. Their videos were getting millions and millions of views. They were a huge deal on TikTok. Their content was slick, super popular, and you just couldn't miss it. Honestly, that level of success, it made them seem completely untouchable. But that was just what everyone saw on the surface. That was the public face. According to the people who left and their families, that amazing community you saw on screen, it was all just a show. Behind the cameras, a very, very different and much more disturbing story was allegedly unfolding.
And this is where things get really shocking. It's one of the first red flags that came out. Families started saying their kids, these talented dancers, just vanished, cut off all contact overnight. Survivors would later claim this wasn't a choice, it was an order. They were allegedly told their own families were demonic and that to grow, spiritually and professionally, they had to cut them off completely.
So you have this massive divide, right? On one side, you have the public image, a community built on faith. On the other side, survivors are alleging it was all about control and isolation. The world saw career success, they claim they were being financially exploited. And what looked like creative freedom to us, they describe it as intense psychological manipulation.
Okay, so who's at the center of all this? The main figure in all these allegations is a man named Robert Shinn. He's the leader of 7M, and he's also a pastor. According to survivors, the entire system of control, it all revolved around him and his absolute authority.
And the way this control was allegedly built, it was step by step. First, you isolate people from their families. Get rid of that outside support system. Then, you introduce financial control, demanding tithes for the cause. All of this was backed up by his power as a pastor, a man of God you just couldn't question. And eventually, this allegedly grew to control every single part of their lives, who they were dating, what they were posting, everything.
And I mean, this quote from one of the survivors, it just cuts right to the heart of it all. It wasn't just about following rules. It was about making them believe, deep down, that their entire value, their entire success, was completely tied to one man. And that, well, that is an unbelievably powerful way to control someone.
Now, for a while, all of this was happening behind closed doors, totally hidden from the public eye. But a secret that big can't stay a secret forever. Eventually, the story just exploded into the open, and it became this huge global conversation.
It really started picking up steam in 2022, with families just desperately trying to sound the alarm. But the real game changer? That was the 2024 Netflix documentary. It took these allegations and put them in front of millions of people. After that, everything accelerated. Survivors filed lawsuits, and a huge backlash erupted right there on TikTok, the very platform 7M used to build their empire.
And the reaction online was, as you can imagine, massive. The huge majority of people were outraged and showing support for the survivors. But it's also worth pointing out that there is still a small group, and this includes some current and even former members who continue to defend 7M and Robert Shinn. So it's a complicated situation.
Which kind of brings us to maybe the most chilling part of this whole thing. How did this happen in plain sight, right in front of millions of us? Well, the answer seems to be baked into how social media works. The algorithm wasn't just helping them get famous, it was allegedly the perfect tool for recruitment.
Yeah, let's go all the way back to that question I asked at the beginning. Because according to these allegations, those fun, seemingly harmless dance videos, they had two jobs. For us, the millions of people scrolling, they were just entertainment. But for the ambitious dancers they were targeting, they were the bait, a shiny, perfect advertisement for a dream that allegedly came with an unimaginable price tag.
And that leaves us with a really unsettling thought, doesn't it? The very same tools that build communities and launch incredible careers, they can also be twisted to isolate and control people. It really makes you stop and look a little harder at that perfect, shiny world on our screens and ask yourself, what's really going on when the camera stops rolling?